G'day folks, this is the Toyota LandCruiser Troop Carrier. It is known for a few things. It is utterly dependable and reliable. It is really expensive and it is built like a tank. This thing will last forever. Now, considering the amount of money this car costs, you really don't get a lot for your money apart from a fantastic four-wheel drive. But there's a few mods that you can do that will transform this vehicle into a modern, luxurious four-wheel drive. The car that Toyota should have released. Let's get stuck into them. It's Saturday morning, time to improve the Troopy. So one of the things that really irritates me about the Troopy is the radio. This head unit here is so old. Yes, the car is not a modern car. It's got a lot of antiquated design features, but this thing is Stone Age. It is terrible. I think my 1999 Toyota MR2 had a far better radio than this does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this head unit with a much better unit. Now, one of the things that really bugs me about the built-in factory one is that it will start playing music the instant that you put your key in and turn the car on. Now, it comes with Bluetooth, but that's about it. And if you've Bluetoothed the radio to your phone, it will instantly start playing music off your phone. Now, a lot of people go, oh, that's fantastic, that's perfect. But I like music as much as the next person. In fact, I used to be a musician, so I love music. But I don't always want the radio to be blaring music, and it's just annoying when you constantly have to be reaching over to turn it down or turn it off. There's no way of stopping it from automatically playing music either from radio or from your phone. The other thing I don't like about it is the screen is really awful. It is the graphics on it, the type of LED screen or LCD screen, it is really crappy. It's just ugly. So I'm going to replace it with a much better unit, more than just a radio. So what I have here is a head unit by PVS. Now PVS is a company, Australian company, and this head unit is designed 100% for the 70 series. You can't get this for any other vehicle. It's not a rebranded Kenwood or Sony or Alpine. This is designed from the ground up to be for the 70 series. So you basically unbolt this, take this bezel off, take everything out, and this thing just will connect the wires, plug it back in, and bang, you've got it upgraded. So what this head unit will do is not only does it have Apple CarPlay and the Android equivalent of that, you can run HEMA Maps on here, you can run YouTube on here, it's got a Bluetooth interface into your car's ODBC port, so you can display your air intake temperature and all the other stats that is collected by the various computers in the car. You can display that in real time on the screen here. Accelerometer, inclinometer, all sorts of things. So this is really going to be a true modern upgrade for the Troopy. So let's get stuck into it. Alright, let's have a look at this unit here. I like opening things. Okay. So this is the head unit. How do I open the bag? Ah, look at that. Fancy. So this is what the head unit looks like. And the back of it. So we go and plug in a whole bunch of things into the back of it. This is a 4G Wi-Fi receiver and a whole bunch of wires here. Let's see, what do we get? Whew. There's an antenna. There's a wireless mic. Speaker wiring looms. This is a mic. More wiring looms. USB ports. Another antenna. USB adapter. USB adapter. Whole bunch of stuff. GPS. So yeah, this is going to be really cool. I can't wait to get stuck into it. The other thing that I have in this box here, this is a reversing camera. So let's see what I get with the reversing camera. It's a wiring loom. There's a bracket and some screws in here. And let's have a look at the reversing camera itself. Oh wow. Now that is a really heavy duty, good looking reversing camera. So let's get stuck into it. The head unit comes with a whole variety of connections. There's a GPS antenna, a Wi-Fi antenna and a digital audio antenna. In addition to that, it has a whole range of Wi-Fi ports and Apple CarPlay ports that you connect all up to it. It also has front and rear reversing camera inputs and output for an amplifier and all sorts of things. So the first thing I need to do is work out where I'm going to locate these around the cab and then run the wires back to the middle here and wire it all up. So I'll have to pause the installation of the head unit for a minute because I'm actually running the wires from the digital audio and Wi-Fi and GPS units back to the center, and I'll have to take half the car apart to run those wires. I have to pull this trim out in order to get this panel off so that I can run some wires down there, and while I've got the trim off I may as well replace this trim. Now I have some rubber trim here, so this is just some kind of vinyl trim that goes along the edge of the door, and the rubber goes on this top part and the metal part of the door frame goes on the inner part here. Well, there's quite a bit of wind noise that I've noticed, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this seal with some proper rubber seal, and that should hopefully cut down on any additional wind noise that I might be hearing. So let's go. So this is the cross section of the rubber trim, and it's a whole lot better than that. You get all this extra padding for the door to close against. So let's go. nice and solid. Alright, so it's a few days later and I finally have the head unit all installed, and I think it is a huge improvement over the old unit. The old one was just really antiquated. This is beautiful, it looks modern, and it suits the car really well. So if we turn the car on, let's turn it onto accessories, and there we go, it starts up. It's got a very, very nice screen. It is basically an Android tablet that's running inside of this head unit. So you can see that I can just scroll through. I've got a whole bunch of apps here. I can access the Google Play Store and download more apps. I've got Gmail and Google Browser and Chrome and all sorts of things. I've got Apple CarPlay, so if I hit that, then that'll connect to my phone. And there we go, there's my Apple CarPlay, and I can also start that by just hitting this last button here. That'll go straight into Apple CarPlay. I can run HEMA Maps, click on this button and that takes me to HEMA Maps, and I can then browse and start zooming in, looking at tracks, and it gets more and more detail. So it's really, really cool. So there's my HEMA Maps. I've got YouTube. Turn off notifications from that person. There we go. So I've got YouTube all functioning there, and of course I should be watching Forex Adventures, but it's all functional. It's got radio, it's got digital radio, it's got GPS. It interfaces into the steering wheel control, so I can control a lot of functions from the steering wheel itself, which is really cool. It has a really cool thing, is if I start the engine, it has a Bluetooth interface into the ODBC port. That means that I can click on this app and that will connect to my ODBC port on the car, and I can display real-time stats on the screen here. Things like the revs, and there you go, there's revs, there's exhaust gas temperatures, acceleration, air intake temperature, you name it, whatever the ODBC collects, it can display on the screen here in real time. So if you want to keep an eye on your error codes or your exhaust gas temperatures or whatever else, throttle, acceleration, etc., it's right there in real time. So that is really cool. There's a whole bunch of graphs that you can choose, a whole bunch of meters, sorry, you can choose from, and you can add extra meters and customize them to display whatever you want. It's got an inclinometer, all sorts of things. So it is really, really cool. You can download extra apps to display the time and anything else you want, really. It's basically an Android tablet. So there we go. So that is really, really cool. I have it connected to my phone via wired Apple CarPlay. Now, wireless Apple CarPlay also works, but one of the things I have is I have a 4G dongle in the back of the unit, and that gives me access to the 4G network. So I've got I went to Telstra and bought a $10 SIM card that is on the same plan as my phone, and therefore I don't have any extra charges to pay for, and this can now access the 4G network without requiring a connection to my phone. And yeah, it just works really, really well. What else is there? I had to relocate the hazard light from up here to down here next to the aircon controls. Now, there's a whole bunch of USB ports that the unit comes with that I haven't yet mounted anywhere. So I'm using one of those USB ports to connect the 4G dongle to in the back, but it has 4 more USB ports. Actually, one of those is used for the Apple CarPlay, which I've got connected here. That's going in down underneath the dash. So there's 3 more left. So in time, I'm going to find a place to put these extra USB ports around the cabin. If I put the car into reverse, then the reverse camera comes up, and it's so far it's not too bad. I think I still need to adjust that a little bit down, but there you go. I finally have a reverse camera on the Troopy, and that is In a car this day and age, when every other car has a reversing camera, it really needs a reversing camera because it's a big car. So finally, there's a reversing camera, and as soon as you put it into reverse, the camera comes on. Now to do that, there's a pink wire that you need to connect to the reversing signal. The easiest way to find the reversing signal is to go to your tail light. There's a plug, and there's a red and black coloured wire. You just find out which one of those has 12 volts on it when you put the car into reverse, and that's the wire that you tap into. And then I ran a wire all the way back up the side of the car and connected that to the pink wire in the head unit, and I've got a reverse. So there you go. Yeah, so what else am I going to do to the car? One of the next things I'm going to modify is to add some bonnet struts, because this thing weighs a ton. So I've already started doing this yesterday, but I haven't finished it, so this is going to be fairly simple. The bonnet struts will be mounted in this location here, and I've already installed some brackets yesterday. That was a bit nerve-wracking to do, undoing the bonnet and hoping the whole thing doesn't fall off, but it didn't. I just did it one bolt at a time, and the brackets are on. So the next thing is to work out where I'm going to put the other end of the strut and then mount the struts. Alright, I think I've worked out how this is installed. Now, there are several different manufacturers of bonnet struts. These ones are from Sharp 4x4, and the reason I bought these ones is these were the only ones that were available. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Oh yeah, that works really well. That was such a simple install. So you still need to lift it up till there, and then it just takes over. So considering how heavy this bonnet is, it is really, really good. It opens it higher than it normally would, because you can see there's a good 10 centimeter extra lift. Yeah, that's really good. That works fantastically well. Beautiful. Alright, I have a few more basic mods to make this car a little bit more comfortable and bring it into the future. So, one of those things is some armrests. This is the infamous one-stone armrests. There's a few people that are now making these, but One Stone were one of the first, and by their reputation, they are one of the best. So I've actually had this for about 3 months, and I haven't opened it. I've resisted opening it because I wanted to do so when I was ready to install it. So let's have a look. I've not seen these before. let's see, this is a true unboxing. Because I have no idea what these particular ones are going to look like. Let's have a look. Ooh. Ooh. That was my genuine initial reaction. Very nice. Let's go install them. Right, these are very, very easy to install. It comes with a little patch, a see-through vinyl patch that you put at either end to protect your door. It has some magnets, and you install it about 3 centimeters away from the switch, about there, from the that, and it just presses on, and there we go. Beautiful. Well, last but not least is some floor mats. This is by Bedrock, and these are molded floor mats to contain the mud and sand and dirt that you're going to bring into your car. So let's have a look. Here they are. These are made from rubber and with a plastic coating, and I think this is this side and that's the other side. Right. That's it. Well, I've gone for a bit of a drive just to test out the latest mods, and I am super happy with them. The armrest, it makes everything feel so luxurious and comfortable. I can't believe I've had this car for 3 months and I haven't used the armrests. It is at the perfect height to just rest your arm on there, other hand on the steering wheel like this. It's like being in a really comfy leather armchair. It is really great. Drink holder, you can blow air on your drink to keep it cool. It's perfect. Fantastic. The only bad thing is I'm missing an armrest on this side. That will be coming in a future video. The bonnet struts, I love them. That's how Toyota should have released the car, with bonnet struts. The head unit is brilliant. I get in the car, Apple CarPlay connects straight away, it's right there. I've got HEMA maps on there, I've got all sorts of things on the head unit. It works brilliantly, it's fantastic, I absolutely love it. And the look of it, whether I'm listening to music or just looking at it, it makes the car appear like a brand new, like a modern car. It makes the car appear like a modern car. And together with the sound deadening, the door seals, the bonnet struts, the head unit, and the armrests, it's transformed the car. It is a really lovely car to drive. I can still hear the V8 when I put my foot down, but when I don't put my foot down, the car just cruises along quietly. It is a joy to drive. I can still hear the beautiful quiet rumble of the V8 as I'm driving, but it is really quiet. Like if I put my decibel meter on, I don't know if you can see on the screen here, I'll just be quiet so you can see the readings. 55, 56 decibels, that is extremely quiet. When I'm driving along, 60 decibels, Now 70 to 75 decibels is normal conversation volume, so it is really, really quiet. So all the sound deadening makes a huge difference. The door seals, the last thing I did was the door seals on the rear door. That has further increased the sound deadening of the vehicle, so it feels really, really comfortable. So this is the vehicle that Toyota should have delivered. Now, if I add up all of the mods that I've done to the vehicle so far, the total cost of all that is about $3,500. Now, it might sound like a lot of money, and you might argue that every car comes with those sorts of things built in already. You can buy a $40,000 car that has all those sorts of things built into it. True, but when you're talking about a car as expensive as the Troopy, and then to spend another $3,500 on top of that, it's a relatively small amount of money to gain a massive, massive benefit. The massive benefit is it just feels so much more comfortable to drive. I feel like I could sit here for 14 hours straight, not a problem. So I feel as though this car is just going to get better and better and better with every mod that I do to it. And I'm really looking forward to, well, the next few mods. So thank you so very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Cheerio, guys. Oh, I love the V8. And speed bump. Bang. Oh, I love this car.